You are watching a Go Big or Go Home production. Marlan Padayachee connects the dots of the Gupta-linked state corruption shenanigans to Durban and traces the alleged procurement fraud charges being played out in the Bloemfontein Magistrates Court this week to the family of a local doctor and his housewife. Published on Friday in the Westville Weekly Gazette and the multi-editions of tabloid media and Weekly Gazette newspaper titles. 10,000 Rand bail for Gupta-linked fraud accused Dinesh Patel. Former KwaZulu-Natal's Highbury school learner faces Gupta-linked fraud charges by Marlan Padayachee. A former schoolboy at the prestigious Highbury School in Hillcrest, where many Westville learners also did their schooling, Dinesh Patel is facing procurement fraud charges along with his controversial Gupta's-linked brother-in-law and 15 others accused in the Bloemfontein Magistrates Court. On Tuesday morning, Patel was released on a bail of 10,000 Rand after the NPA investigating directorate did not oppose bail to him and 3 Free State government officials. However, Patel's brother-in-law Iqbal Sharma was denied bail and will continue to be incarcerated for the second week until the 5th of July hearing of all 16 accused. The matter will therefore be handed over to the High Court in Bloemfontein, with the NPA confirming that it has concluded its investigations and will hand the docket over to the Supreme Court. Patel appeared briefly in the court during his bail hearing, and then he briefly appeared on charges of fraud and money laundering. Sindiswe Seboka, NPA investigating directorate spokeswoman, said his appearance came after Patel handed himself over for arrest to the NPA's investigating directorate. Open quote. The investigating directorate couldn't arrest him with the other accused last week owing to medical precautionary protocols. The investigating directorate did not oppose bail. Close quotes. Patel is charged along with Nolani investment owner Sharma, former Free State head of Department for Rural Development, Peter Tabete, former head of FSDOA Lemakatso Murosi, and former PSDOA Chief Financial Officer Sepeti Dlamini, who were all granted bail of 10,000 Rand this week. The Westville Weekly Gazette traced Patel's Durban connections. He is the son of the late Wentworth Durban Dr. Ramanbai Patel and housewife Veena. However, his sister's husband, Iqbal Sharma, also a key accused in the 25 million Rand procurement fraud trial, was denied bail as a flight risk who the NPA said made 100 overseas trips in recent years. A former Highbury school learner of the 1980s class, Patel is the youngest of 3 children. His high-living socialite actress sister is Tarina Patel, who married Sharma in a lavish Indian Gujarati wedding that was filmed and broadcast on television. He and his brother Hitesh boarded at the prestigious boys' school in Hillcrest in the 1980s. Their sister attended the posh Durban Girls' High School. When curators acting on behalf of the NPA's investigating directorate swooped on the Sharma's 12 million Rand mansion, they also seized Tarina Patel's jewelry, paintings, and other items, which she showcased proudly on the SABC top billing show, valued at 500,000 Rand. The Patels are a northern KZN family of medical professionals who lived in Marine Drive in the Bluff. Dr. Patel practiced in Tara Road, Wentworth, where he later built a large shopping and business complex in the heart of one of the city's largest townships for the colored community. He passed away a few years ago. In the top-billing TV feature, Tarina Patel told the presenter that the Indian Eastern decor, artwork, ornaments, carpets, and statues in Sharma's mogul mansion in Africa and Santon was inspired by her late father, and that she also played a major role in furnishing the house. Patel traveled to India in the 1990s to make it as an actress in Mumbai, Bombay's highly competitive Bollywood film industry, and apparently featured in some films and recently appeared in the TV series Housewives of Johannesburg. Earlier this month, the National Prosecuting Authorities team swooped on the sprawling bungalow and seized in one of the most widely publicized attachments and repossessions in the history of the country's prime properties, soon after seizing the Gupta brothers' plush and palatial housing compound in Saxonwold outside Johannesburg. Seboka added, open quote, Dinesh Patel joined 16 others accused together with companies that face charges of fraud and money laundering in the multi-million feasibility study that was contracted to Nolani Investment by the Free State government, a study to check the likelihood of the success of the Mohoma Mobang agriculture project. The NPA has made direct family reference to Patel as Sharma's brother-in-law. Both are accused and also appear in court for their separate bail hearings this week. Patel was charged as a representative of Nolani Investment 2.204 Pty Limited, which were paid 25 million rand by the Free State Department of Agriculture alongside Nolani Investment holder Iqbal Sharma, former Free State Head of Department for Rural Development Peter Tabete, former FSDOA Head Limakatsu Morosi, and former Chief Financial Officer Sepati Dlamini. The charges are against three companies: Nolani Investment 204 Pty Limited, owned and controlled by Sharma, 1A Management Pty Limited, and Pragat Investment Pty Limited, as well as Island Site Investments Pty Limited. The NPA said that the rest of the accused persons listed in the charge sheet, possibly including the fugitive Gupta brothers holed up in Dubai, United Arab Emirates, were currently not in South Africa. This is how the alleged procurement fraud was hatched, according to the NPA. Nolani Investments was commissioned to undertake a feasibility study to check the likelihood of the success of the Mahoma Mobang agriculture project. Investigations have revealed that Nolani Investments had no employees on its books. The ghost company instead subcontracted the work to Deloitte, one of SA's top 5 accounting and auditing firms, with a brief to produce the report. Deloitte received 1.5 million rand for the study report work. The only change made to the Deloitte report was to identify Parais Dairy as a suitable implementing partner for the development of the milk processing plant in Vrede. The Vrede dairy farm scandal is said to have been the straw that broke the camel's back into intensive investigations in the widespread fraud and corruption culture that was allegedly masterminded by the Indian-born Guptas. Ajay, Atul, and Rajesh, aka Tony, said to be in Dubai during the controversial 9-year presidency of ANC KZN's Jacob Zuma. An extradition treaty signed between SA and UAE will pave the way to bringing the Gupta brothers and their wives, presently in India, back to Johannesburg to face a series of charges involving billions of rands of government funds. Marlan Padayachee is a former senior political and diplomatic correspondent and seasoned journalist and columnist who heads a media communications political strategy, publicity and research agency, MapMedia GreenGold Consulting Pty Limited, and could be reached via marlan.padayachee@gmail.com. Naushad Khan is a published author, motivational speaker, and entrepreneur who runs an online design, marketing agency, and publishing company, Multi Marketing, and could be reached at multimarketing365@gmail.com.